Yo, this is SoulDrum86 bringing you another video. Wanted to cover some things that I missed in my second review, my final review, the overall thoughts. There's two things that I had noticed very early on when playing, but they are kind of it's indicative to what this game, what this franchise has been doing. Since the beginning, honestly, removing features and then just not thinking too far ahead, coming up with an idea, but not pushing that idea to its limits. Um, Also, CM Punk, the manager attire, it does not work for matches. I don't know if that's something, I feel like that's something that they need to patch. If they're giving you the option to select it, but he's not wearing his manager attire, that's an issue. They also do need to fix the ring announcers, man. Like the volume on the ring announcers is like atrocious right now. They're extremely low. It's kind of, I don't know. It's weird. It takes you out of it a bit to just like barely hear them. You have to turn everything else down in order to hear them like loud and clear. So I want to show you guys something. Um, when I talk about universe mode and superstar mode, we talk about the lack of freedom. So right now I'm going to choose a steel chair attack run in. So you see how it says run in incoming. Now in the past, when you would be able to break out during somebody's entrance, it was immediate and you had full control. They would show your character running out somewhere, but you still have full control. As you can see this year with 2K, they have all but gotten rid of that because now it is a cutscene. And actually what they used to do before, correct me in the comments section if I'm wrong, but in older 2K games, you came out to interfere somebody's entrance depending on where they were. So like if your opponent was coming out first, if you hit like to interfere now, then they would come up from behind them, right from the entrance. If they were towards the ring, getting closer to the ring, your character came from the audience. And if I'm not mistaken, they would come from the other side of the audience if they were like in the ring. It was something like that, but I know that it was all based on how close they were to the ring. But do you see how now it is a cutscene? So you no longer have the freedom to interfere in entrance the way you want to interfere in entrance. Or I should say interrupt an entrance. See, it's a cutscene. I'm not doing that. That is the game. It is now a cutscene. That is what it's been downgraded to. And yes, in my opinion, I feel like that's a downgrade. Others might not think that that is a big deal. In my opinion, that is a huge deal because, again, it's all about the freedom of choice when it comes to gamers. Listen, I don't care who you are. I think a lot of people will agree with me, if not everyone, that the freedom of choice in a video game is the most important. It is the most important. Now, another thing that I want to cover real quick, and we're going to get back to the whole breaking out of entrances. Now, again, this is another thing. This is this next part that I'm going to talk about is just about the details and the lack thereof when it comes to WWE 2K. Their inability to, even though they have all the resources to get things right, and they've been doing this for a while now, where arenas and rings are not accurate, right? So last year with the WrestleMania 25, we had blue ring posts. The ring posts were not all blue at WrestleMania 25. Again, small detail, but regardless, they have the resources to get it right. It was blue on the back side of it, but on the front where the turnbuckles are coming out, like the turnbuckle hooks, it was silver. They're not all blue. A detail that they missed in this, all my old school heads will notice right away. See where it says World Wrestling Entertainment and then the WWE logo in all white? That is all around the ring. Anybody who's watched old school WWE knows that two sides have the World Wrestling Federation logo, and then the other sides have the WWE logo multiple times. It's not something that is around the entire part of the ring. Now, I know, again, people are going to say that's a small detail. Why are you complaining about that? It's not so much about complaining about it. It's the fact that it really does show the fact that this is par for the course when it comes to this game, when it comes to this franchise. When you see that these little details are missing, it starts to make sense why there's other little details that are missed in the game. But I can argue that they're details that are very important to the game. And they're always missing. Always missing. They have the resources. There's no reason why somebody worked on this ring, right? During the development of this game, and they got it wrong. To me, there's no excuse for that. Like, what are you looking at? Are you just looking at one side of the ring? You don't want to make sure you get all parts of it right? This is what I'm saying when I talk about this game. It's very difficult to talk about this game and be extremely positive because of these little details and when they take things away. Right. So I want to show you, this is of course, that was a Extreme Rules match. I want to show just a regular match and trying to do the breakout scenario. Roman Reigns got the longest, most ridiculous entrance. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. I need to pick somebody that's going to come out to the ring sooner. Oh, wait. Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn comes out to the ring pretty fast. So I just want to show you guys this again. How they took the freedom away of how we choose to interrupt someone's entrance. Now, why would they do that? I don't know. So here, run in. I still have to wait for all of this. When before, all I had to do was look at that timer, like the bar, and I was able to choose, okay, I want to come in now. And then your player would come running behind, and you could do whatever. You could do a neck breaker. You could do any kind of move that you wanted to get this thing on and popping. But now it's a cutscene. Now it is a cutscene. And look, it breaks the immersion because his Titantron is gone. Everything is different, all to set up a basic small cutscene when you had the ability in the past to do it yourself. Like, come on. Come on. What are we doing, 2K? Now, was that necessary? To me, that feels like an unnecessary change. I don't understand why it couldn't stay the same way that it was before. Why couldn't it stay this way? I bring up the things that a lot of people won't bring up. I know people usually have a tough time. They get upset when you talk about this game in a negative light. Right. And I get it. When you like something, when you're a big fan of something, you have this kind of mentality where you don't want anybody to ruin your fun. I'm not trying to ruin anybody's fun with this, but I have to point out these details because this might be something that you guys have liked in the past. I know it was something that I liked. I know it was something that I like, being able to interfere in somebody's entrance the way that I want to. I can set things off right by doing the move that I want to do. It never had to break the immersion. Do you see how when I was doing that, how the animation, you see it change and they're not walking the same way anymore because it's all for a big setup for when they come close to the ring, just so they could, they can have their animation set up for the interference, for breaking up how the flow is going to go. It was so cool before because you were able to see the entrance play out and you would be able to wait. I remember having my character wait by the commentator's table and somebody was on the second rope doing their entrance, and they would get much like how Stone Cold would, or even Cody Rhodes. And I would take that opportunity to slide in the ring, run up from behind them, hit them with a weapon or do some sort of move to hit them, and then bam, we just start fighting. But I was able to do it the way that I want to do it. This is what holds this game back, in my opinion. It's the lack of allowing the user to do what they want to do. We can't really have our own experience with this game. We truly can't when you think about it. They'll take a big step forward in certain ways. I don't even know if I can say they take a big step forward. They'll take a step forward in the right direction, but then they'll take several steps back. And I do mean several steps back. We lose the ability to do certain things. They take away certain things, and then later they add it back. Like we forgot. They try to claim that it's new when it's not new. Yeah, chain wrestling is great. I love it. I think that it actually works better than what it was in the game originally. But things like breaking out of the entrance and all of that stuff, I don't know. I don't know, man. And now you can't even break out of your own entrance because you can control. As a matter of fact, let me check that, because now that I'm talking about this and we're here, let's see if we can do that now. I guess I'll have to pick somebody over here. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Because remember, you used to be able to also break out of your entrance. I know that you can control the camera, but let's see if we could break out. Because I've only done the thing where you control the camera. I haven't broken out of my actual entrance. So let's see. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, see, it's like it's giving nothing but the options to control, which I do like this feature. I talked about how I do like this feature. But now, because of this feature, they have gotten rid of the ability to break out of your own entrance to run down to the ring and start attacking people. Because that was also in the game. Yeah. So, I mean, like, look, I made this video to just point this out. Is, again, this just kind of shows where 2K devs' minds are when they make this game. The 2K devs, their bosses, the suits, the head honchos, like this is just how they operate. I'm already starting to get bored of superstar mode because, again, yet again, as I mentioned in my last video, we are handicapped when it comes to this mode because we are not allowed to choose all the cutscenes that are available. I don't understand why we can't choose every rivalry action that is available. Just give us everything and have us choose it what we want to see. I'm already getting bored of this mode. And a part of it too is because modes like this where you control one superstar, I don't really want that much control in my hand to a certain degree anyway. I just kind of want the game to be smart enough to book it the right way. I shouldn't have to force the game to book my character the way that I feel like Drew McIntyre should be booked. So I have to force matches to not happen week after week against Braun Breaker or CM Punk or Sami Zayn or Jey Uso. I have to choose when I'm in a rivalry with these guys. I have to make sure that I choose other things just so I won't have a match with the person. Because not all of the cutscenes are going to be available for me to choose. So it's going to be me versus them all the time. Why is it programmed that way? I'll tell you why. Because they don't care enough to program it the right way. Because, dare I say, I don't think they really watch wrestling. I really, truly don't. My heart of hearts, in my heart of hearts, I do not think they watch wrestling. I think they watch to get entrances down packed. I think they watch for the ring attires. I think they watch for those things. They watch for the superficial stuff, but they don't watch in detail of how things are booked. There's a reason why when we cut promos in this game, they're not in their street clothes. When 99% of the time when somebody is cutting a promo, they are in their street clothes. It's very rare that wrestlers actually cut promos in a ring with their wrestling gear, unless it's going to turn into a match. But 9 times out of 10, Cody Rhodes is in a suit. He ain't ready to wrestle. And if he's a champion, he's going to be holding his title belt, which is also a detail missing in this game. I really don't mean to rant, but like I said weeks ago, gearing up for this game's release months ago, I said the longer that you play 2K, the more that the cracks start to show, the more that you start to see, wow, this really isn't that different, is it? Because it's not. This is WWE 2K24. Make no mistake about it. You're not missing anything if you don't have it. I said that in my last video. You truly aren't missing anything. And I hate to repeat myself, but I had to cover this stuff. And because I'm playing Superstar mode the most, I have to mention it. There are things in my rise that should be in Superstar mode. Case in point, promos in the backstage area. There's a ton of those in my rise. There's a ton of those where a wrestler is standing in front of the backdrop of their show that they're on and they're talking. We can't have that in universe mode. You mean to tell me that you could not implement those type of cutscenes? I mean, it's bad enough you don't have any dialogue at all. I'm not begging for voiceover, but there's no dialogue at all. So you mean to tell me that you couldn't do the same thing that you did with promos now, but have it in different locations? And we have all of these locations available in the game already. It's not like you have to do anything crazy. Again, I don't know much about game development, but I know it's got to be easier than what they make it seem. It's got to be easier than what they make it seem. Another thing that's missing with Superstar mode, instead of booking us every week on whatever show we're on, how about you give us a calendar and you throw in the live events? Because guess what? Live events are in my rise. You can actually do house shows in my rise to build up your character. Who would have thought of an idea? Who would have thought that that was a good idea? Because that actually is a pretty cool idea. Wouldn't that be really cool in Superstar mode? And granted, you would be able to skip them, so you wouldn't have to play all of them. But the fact that the option would be there. Why isn't the calendar automatically having the live events on the calendar anyways? Ever since they've added in the live event arena, in universe mode and in Superstar mode, that should automatically be there. Yet, when you boot up universe mode, what's always there? The PLEs, Raw, NXT, SmackDown. But in between, there's no live event. There's no live events for Saturday because they do actually do house shows on Saturday as well. I think even sometimes they do them Sundays when there's no PLEs. I've been to house shows in the past in WWE on a Sunday and on a Saturday. But you have none of that in the calendar. I mean, hell, at least start giving us a calendar for Superstar mode and adding them into Superstar mode. I would love to do some live events just to, if it means, especially if it's for something, let it be for something. Like you can make your character better or get your character, I don't know, make it mean something and not just a match. Get creative, 2K. How about that? Get creative, because the fans, we've always come up with the ideas for you guys that you refuse to implement because of reasons. It's always a reason why this game doesn't push the envelope. I understand that with yearly releases, you have to have something to add to the game year after year after year. But at least add enough to it to where you'll make us say, oh man, I wonder what they can add next, and have us kind of think a little bit. But every year it's the same thing. Every single year it's the same thing. And this is all I got for this video today. I just wanted to show you guys those two things. I know I went back into talking about Superstar mode, but seriously, The fact that they got rid of the ability to control when you break out in the entrances, it's no longer unique now. Now it's just a cutscene, and you just get a different cutscene that's going to be the same. You're gonna have the guy jump up off the steps. If you have a weapon, he's just gonna have whatever weapon you choose, but it's gonna be an animation. You no longer get to do you no longer get to press the button to hit your opponent with the chair during the entrance. It's done. It's done for you. How fun is that? Again, people might come across this video and think that that's not a big deal, but I think it is, because you took away an element of freedom that we had in previous games. So is it going to be like that next year, or are you going to bring it back? Are enough people talking about it this year? Probably not. So they're going to think that it's okay. And then they're going to do something else. At what point in time do we take a step back and look at 2K and say enough is enough? Because every year it's the same old excuses, and every year it's the same experience. Oh yeah, it's really fun at first, but very, very shortly after, it's not as fun anymore. And I can tell you right now, I don't have that experience with any other game that I own. I don't have that experience. If a game is fun, it's fun until I complete it. Now, sometimes here and there, you run into some games that are like, oh, okay, I really don't like this, and you just kind of leave it alone. But for the most part, all of the games that I own in my library, I was damn near addicted to. Not like literally, but like Tekken. I love Tekken 8. You know how long I was playing Tekken 8? I still pop in Tekken 8 from now and like from here and there. I still play that game. RoboCop, Rogue City, loved it. Every time I booted that game up, I never wanted to put it down. And then I finally beat the game, and it was just like, well, I was done with it. But that's what kind of those games are meant for. You kind of play through them. If you want to play through them again, you can. But a lot of games that are single player, you just kind of play through them and you beat it, and that's it. But I played College Football 25. I played that a lot. A lot. I made so many different players, so many different positions. And I played through all of those seasons. And I never got bored. I never got sick of it. It was a fun experience every single time I played it. And that game had issues, but it was still fun. It was better than Madden. It was still fun. And now I look at WWE 2K, and I'm back here feeling like Groundhog's Day, where, yeah, some things are fun, but okay. They've actually made so much about this game worse. Showcase, yes, there's things about Showcase that's better because they finally went back to, they didn't have slingshot tech, and then we don't have as many objectives. That's literally the only thing that's good about Showcase this year. Everything else about Showcase absolutely sucks. The timed objectives. Some of the objectives in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It sucks. It's annoying to play. And then Universe mode and Superstar mode, granted, there's welcome additions, but it's really not worth it. At the end of the day, it's really not worth it. There's nothing that's like, ooh, man, I got to get this, or I got to play this, because this is going to be like, this is groundbreaking. Island, I have not even booted up. I'm not playing that mode. It's not for me. I don't care. My faction, I never booted up. I just don't care. But I just wanted to make this video this is like an eye opener for anybody. A lot of you guys already know. A lot of my subscribers already know. But for the people that's new coming to, look, this is what this game is. This is what this franchise is. Taking away things or coming up with an idea and not going far enough with that idea. Oh, they'll have fun with these 4 options of promos. They'll be all right. Even though, you do go through a year and then another year and then you kind of keep going. There's no end point. This isn't like my GM mode where there's like however many weeks. right? This universe mode and superstar mode, they just continue and continue and continue. And if you're not going to give enough options or allow us to do the things that we want to do in the game, then it's just going to be a lackluster experience all around. That's all I got to say, man. I've talked enough. I don't want to keep talking in circles and repeating myself. It is what it is at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you feel in the comment section. It's your boy Soldier. I'm 86, and I'm out. Peace.